Alright guys, this is part 6. I said yesterday that we would take a look at the fuse box, which is what we're going to do. I've set the camera up on a tripod, so I'll have hands free, but what I'm actually going to do is be removing some of the pins from this fuse box. So I have a couple of things handy. The first is a diagram that I drew up with the pins. So this fuse box itself is the X50A X2, and when you look at the diagram in the GM Upfitters manual, it's going to show you the pins for the male and the female side. What I ended up doing is flipping the female side because what I actually want to know is the pin location from the top to the bottom. So this way, as opposed to the pins when looking at it like this, because I'm not going to work with this underside, I'm going to work with the top, so I want to know what these pins are in their relative location. So I ended up drawing this out and just labeling them crudely so I would know where all the pins were. And then the other thing that I did is I went through and, similar to what I did for the fuse box for the X115, I went through and did a larger diagram of what I think each of the pins are and where I want to route them and all that kind of good stuff. So what I'm going to do now is go through and cut and label these pins. This is the cap, by the way, that comes on it, and then there's a rubber boot here that slides back. I ended up cutting off some duct tape and some loom that was wrapped around here just to get access to it, and there's still like little bits of tape here on the actual box itself, but pretty easy to identify. And this is the same, as far as I can tell, as a Gen 5. Just maybe some slightly different wiring for the E78, but it's basically a Gen 5 box. The wiring diagram should be the same for something like an L96, I guess. So we'll start off with this top pin, which is A1, which should be the AC compressor clutch relay control. And it goes, it's on circuit 459. It runs to 86 on the AC compressor clutch relay. I'm going to keep this, but obviously I'm not depinning my harness, but I'm going to run this through to position 7 on my pin 7 on my 12 position connector that I talked about for the X115, and this is obviously the other half of the two AC connectors that are here. The two here control the solenoid, and this one here, this white one right here, controls the clutch, or is one of the wires that controls the clutch. I think it's actually white grey. I'm just going to snip it relatively close, not super close, but enough space so that I can, if I really need to go back and identify where these wires run, I can tell. I'm not going to get too fancy in my labeling. I'm just going to label A1. Yeah, you can see a faint grey stripe. Okay, A1 taken care of. The next one. So the way these are labeled, if you look on the underside, you've got your A's, your B's, C's, D's, E's, F's. So you're going to have A, 1, 2, and 3, C, 1, 2, 3, D, 1, 2, 3, and then E, 1 and 2, F, 1, 2, 3. And then G, H, there's no I, J, K, L, and then I guess M here at the end. So the next one that we're going to be looking for is this one here. This is black and green, and that is position C1, AC compressor clutch supply voltage. So similar to what I just talked about, I'm going to trim this off. It's going to go to the 12 position connector at pin number 8. It won't have any connection to start off with, just because I don't know exactly if I can control the AC compressor, or if I need to wire this up using the existing system that's in my truck. But for now, I at least want to keep the wires that are running through the harness. Not too worried about being precise right now. Just want to make sure I have them labeled for me later on. And obviously I'm not going to put as much information because I'm filming. I want to be a little bit quicker. Okay, so that's A1 and C1. These are both going to hook up with the wires from here. Okay, the next major wire is this large black wire here. Actually, it's this wire here. I don't know if this pin comes out. And this should actually be a D right here. So this is actually the next one on the list, which is D3, which is the starter enable relay control, which is going to go to 85 on the starter relay. This should be a yellow black wire, which it is, yellow with a black stripe. Again, a little bit of loom left on it. I don't know why this is on that wire. Can't see any purpose. Oop, don't want to do that. Just be really careful if you use scissors. These wires are relatively thin. They're easy to cut through. There we go. D3. D3. I'm actually going to pause this here and I'll get a couple more of these wires done and then we can come back and walk through them. So I'll see you on part 7.